A vast expanse of evergreen jungle as far as the eyes can see. A series of rolling hills with blue mountains in the distance. This is the national park. The journey to Lata Berko by Sungai Tahan will take between 1 to 2 hours, depending on the water level. The scenic view is beautiful. Once in a while, we become anxious while passing through the rapids, a very interesting experience not to be forgotten. Nowhere else in Peninsular Malaysia can one find such an undisturbed diversity of habitat and plant communities. This flora range from the lowland dipterocarp forests and riverine vegetation, through the oaks and laurels of the intermediate altitudes, to the dwarf upper ontane ericaceous vegetation in the summit region of Gunung Tahan. The route to Lata Berko passes many hides, including Bumbun Tabing, where there is a place to rest. There, one can listen to the sounds of the jungle, the flow of water mixed with the chirping of birds and the call of an animal. This is the creation of God that is special only to the jungle. From above, the cascade at Lata Berko promises an exciting picnic spot. There are fishes among the rocks. This river has 300 species of fish, including the famous kelap. The water is clear at normal times, but if it rains upriver, the water becomes muddy. The huge torrents will then sweep away anybody sitting on the rocks. Many visitors visit Lata Berko every day, for it is a beautiful place to spend the day fishing and swimming. There are others who are prepared to camp here for some time to savor nature in its splendor. At the bottom of the cascade is a large pool where the water is exceptionally cold. The big trees on the banks reach over the pool to embrace each other, keeping out the peeping sun. The beauty of Lata Berko lies in its exquisite rock arrangement, the steep interspersed with the gentle slopes. Regretfully, we leave this green haven to seek other spots of beauty. The current is fast as we head to base at Kuala Tahan. The panorama of the national park from the base site are rolling hills covered by green mantle, like a vast undulating green carpet, with blue mountains in the far distance. For those on their way to scale the summit, another day must be set aside to view this unique waterfall. Away towards the north is a faint glimpse of a waterfall that draws its water from 1,000 sources in the mountainsides. Known as the Four Steps Waterfall, it is 50 kilometers from Kuala Tahan at the base of Mount Tahan, the highest point in Peninsular Malaysia, standing at 2,186 meters high. Most of the national park lies on sedimentary rock with scatterings of granite and limestone outcrops. The karstic landscape is like a traditional Chinese painting, with caves nestling between huge rocks or faces of mountain cliffs. The caves of Gua Telinga, Gua Kapayang and Gua Daun Menari, like caves elsewhere, are home to many kinds of animals and snakes, some of which are totally blind, as they live in the darkness of the depths without ever seeing light. Being at the heart of the Malay Peninsula, the national park has no access road. Villagers living at its border depend on the river for their travel. Apart from Sungai Tahan, which flows down the park, the other important river is Sungai Tembeling, which skirts the eastern border and joins other tributaries below Kuala Tembeling to form the mighty Pahang River, the largest in the peninsula. There are 6 villages along Sungai Tembeling, namely Kampung Kuala Tahan, Kampung Pagi, Kampung Sat, Kampung Bantal, and the last upriver, Kampung Mat Daling. Other than transport, this river provides fish for the villagers, whether by net or line. About 20 minutes by boat on Sungai Tembeling brings us to a unique lodge at Kuala Terengganu. It is built along traditional lines, but equipped with basic amenities. The boat trip, however, will have to force through rushing rapids at slow speed, with water frequently splashing the visitors' faces. The squirrel lives in the canopy, where it finds food and shelter. Whenever trees are fruiting, the squirrel has a feast. It lives on fruits, and it is free to go anywhere. Its enemies are snakes, leopards and eagles, or silent men with blowpipes. The wild that grows by the river bank. The Ara kambing feeds the ground dwellers. The wild orchids abound in its varieties. They thrive on trees, but are not actually parasites, deriving their nutrients from rotting barks of the tree. The mantis is one of the 800,000 species of insects found in the jungle. They are found on the leaves and woods, blending with different colors of the environment. Green on the leaves and brown on the branches. Their enemies are the lizards and birds. The park is 4,343 kilometers of virgin jungle with an undisturbed variety of plant communities. The salak tree is a spiky palm tree that grows low on the ground. Its fruits are eaten by man and animals alike. Millions of years of erosion have molded the Earth's surface. The granitic rocks in this river are beautifully arranged. The inhabitants along the river have their own special techniques. The bait has been allowed to ferment before being used. A trip up the Perkai River is an unforgettable experience. Where water is calm, its clarity gives a feeling of harmony with nature. In shallow waters, the boat has to be pushed manually. There are not less than 6 rapids before reaching the village of Kuala Perkai. Exhausting, but a well-earned rest. The trees that grow by the river provide fruits for the fishers. The marik fruits are good for that famous species of fish, the kla. This is the bungur flower, a sight for sore eyes. The trees are found on the river banks. The tree is heavy with fruits in the rainy months of October and November. It is also food for the fish. In calm water, much fish can be seen clearly, and fishing is a recreation for villagers and tourists alike. Catches like kla, patin and jalawat fetch high prices at the market. Fishing in Taman Negara is permitted for a small fee, but use of nets and stakes are strictly forbidden. The kla is a wily fish. For the successful angler, must be silent and motionless. The immature fry is freed for it to grow into adulthood, and thus the continuity of supply is ensured. The kla that is grilled and dipped into Assam sauce makes the mouth water. The return journey downstream is as effortless as the flow of current with the fishing line trailing in the water. The national park is full of insects. Some live in water, some on plants, and even on animals. There are 800,000 species known so far. The riverside inhabitants are Malays and natives. They live by farming and fishing in Sungai Tembeling. It looks like an ear. Inside there are thousands of bats that feed on insects. There are centipedes and snakes.
Guys.
Itu baby ya? Dia punya anak tu, ha?
The natives are found all along this river. They belong to the nomadic Batek tribe. The people are gentle and friendly. dark-skinned with fuzzy hair and a small build. They live in harmony with their environment and have a beautiful saying, "Take little from nature that nature alone cannot heal." The entry point to the park is Kuala Tembeling, which is a 3-hour journey from Kuala Lumpur. From there is a 4-hour boat journey on the Sungai Tembeling to Kuala Tahan, depending on the river's level. There is also a small airstrip served by Pelangi Air from Kuala Lumpur at Kuala Tiang, a 10-kilometer boat trip from Kuala Tahan. Boat journey from Kuala Tembeling to the park headquarters at Kuala Tahan can make the eyes heavy with boredom, but the scenery along the bank is invigorating. At the end of the long, weary trip, in sight of the jetty, tired hearts leap with joy at the anticipation of adventure. The amateur ecologist will treasure his experience in the national park. Kuala Tahan is the center for all activities in the park. There are all kinds of facilities for the use of visitors, including lodgings, restaurant, cafeteria, information and recreational centers.
You need coupon? I don't have coupon.
The lodgings are modern, of international standard, but Malaysian in design. For the budget tourist, there is a 64-room hostel. Each dorm contains 8 beds, complete with mosquito nets. There is also a laundry room. For the adventurous, camping equipment can be rented to be put up in 64 different places in the park. There are 108 chalets built in traditional style, but equipped with air conditioning, 2 of which are Swiss-type chalets equipped with a TV set, refrigerator, and modern kitchen for cooking. Taman Negara, a biological, aesthetical and historical treasure house that is protected and preserved for universal mankind. A virgin jungle for the delight of generations to come.